Hello everyone and welcome for another video of Love and Wargames. In this video, we're going to take a look at the Icebergs and Glaciers set for terrain for Dystopian Wars. I'm quite excited to have a look at this because, well, you get icebergs, and when they first announced it, I was like, what the hell? What is this? Why would I want that? And then I saw the price a little bit later after I made the announcement video, and I was like, that is expensive. And we learned since that this is apparently made of resin. And I'm like, okay, but how big are they? I've seen some of them painted on the internet already because my package with this little thing got lost in the warp, thanks Colis Privé. And now I'm gonna unpack it and have a real size comparison with some ships. And yeah, let's have a look because I really wonder, is it a good deal or not if you want to make your own terrain? Okay, so this should be a short unboxing because there is not supposed to be that many things. But I think it is important because it's really the kind of thing where if you don't have a base of comparison, you don't know what you get and you're like, should I buy this box or not? And alright, it is quite heavy actually. And you get a lot of, oh wow, okay, it's big. Oh, that's a big chunk of resin, oh my god. Alright, and there is even, okay. Let's unpack everything and we'll have a look at them one by one. Okay, I'm gonna move my camera a little bit, and yeah, this is everything that you get, all the icebergs. And as you can see, you do have quite a few of those, and they are relatively high. Okay, so you will be able to hide some stuff behind it. We will start with the smallest ones, and we will go around. Like, I think it's quite important, especially for this resin terrain, to zoom a little bit, or a lot even, and have a look at what you get. Okay. I've seen those painted by Speed Demon Painting in contrast, and yeah, they look really good in blue. They do look like in the artwork, and yeah, we can see that it's not just a big chunk of resin. There is some detail there, like some elevation. So if you paint it with contrast, I think it is made, it's definitely made to go with contrast. So there can be a little bit change of light. Like, I don't know if you see, there's a little crevice here. I'm pretty sure this is what we're gonna see in every single iceberg pack. Yeah. They are really made to go with contrast, or like this kind of paint that go in every little crevice to change the color. Then some dry brush, and yes, it's gonna look just really, really good. So okay, I'm gonna put those on the side. Those are probably like mass 1 icebergs if you want to play them like this. What we do in our game is we consider everything, basically almost everything, at least mass 2 or mass 3. Because this makes it more like a balanced game where you can hide and stuff, and not something where, for example, there is a terrain mass 3 and everybody except the little guy that is mass 4 can shoot over it, and it makes some really like feel bad moments when you're like, well, you have big islands because you need big footprints and then you cannot shoot over it. So saying that every island is basically maximum mass and nobody can see over it makes for a funnier game, at least in our meta. Like, everybody agrees on this. The concept of the game being like, okay, if you're a mass 1, you cannot see over a mass 1, but you can shoot on the mass 2 that is behind. This we found out to not be very fun, at least for us. You can see it's really made, like, once painted, and we will get those painted, make no mistake about this. Once painted, they will really look amazing. As I record this video, we have the terrain coming for the tropical island for the big day event. Probably this video, this unboxing, you will have before, after, I don't know, maybe you've seen those beautiful tropical terrains already, but do note that we are going to start a very beautiful iceberg, like Arctic terrain, and those are going to be a part of it. You can be sure of that. Okay, now we start going for larger icebergs. If you do get those to play as they're supposed to be played, those are going to be mass 2, pretty sure. We're gonna make a real size comparison after I'm just showing to you the quality of the resin. Yeah, you can really make some nice stuff. Oh, extra resin, yeah. You can really clean it by hand, it's very easy. Another mass 2, or you can even argue it's a mass 3, even though mass 3 would be too long to hide behind, but yeah, it's a big chunk of resin. And wow, this is heavy. This is probably the heaviest piece of resin I've seen. Okay, I think the Ice Maiden was also in resin. I don't own an Ice Maiden. I'm pretty sure it is made of resin. But yeah, this is heavy. You know what? Yeah, it looks like a Moskva a little bit. And yeah, this is just huge, and once painted with a little crevice and cracks and stuff, this is going to look really beautiful. You know what, before we make a size comparison, let's just weight this whole resin, because I think it weighs quite a lot. I know it's not the right way to weight a product, but you have like basically 365 grams of resin in this, and yeah, it's just big packs of resin. So now let's have a look at the size comparison with the ships. Yeah. So as you can see, it is going to be relatively difficult to hide stuff. Like even the largest iceberg, I compare with the Constitution here, it is going to be difficult to hide it entirely. As you can see, I'm not going to use the laser pointer, but since like it will be hidden from enemies left and right, it will be at least obscured. But if you're here, for example, you will see the little top there. And if you're there, like here, for example, you will see also the back of the ship. So unless you are really like this, and even then you will be visible a little bit. And since the Constitution has a shield generator, it's a little bit sad when it's obscured, because like, okay, obscured is a good bonus, but it means you cannot use your shield. So the Americans usually want to be more like in the open seas. And yeah, I'm a little bit sad that those are a little bit short. They're thick, okay, they're heavy, but they're a little bit too short. They can be good complement, but I still think you need to make your own terrain on top. Those are going to be beautiful, and they're not like they're expensive, but when you see how much resin you get, I think the whole pack is 54 euros. And if you order from Myobi Place, it's going to be -10, so it's going to be something like 48 euros. And that is starting to be a good deal, like 48 euros for the whole pack of icebergs. You paint them, it's fine. I still would recommend, if you have the motivation, to build your own islands. But it's a good complement. If you're like, I'm not really sure, I don't really want, well, just get those icebergs, get them painted, and they are going to be very good. Still, I think I prefer them than the very detailed islands that they had released already, because those are really much thicker. The other islands, you cannot hide anything. This, at least, if you are mass 2, yeah, you can be quite well hidden behind it. And of course, if you're a mass 1, I'm pretty sure you can hide an entire pack of mass 1 frigates behind quite efficiently. If you are a mass 1, let's check with those. It's going to be the same problem as with the Constitution and the big iceberg. Is okay, you're a little bit hidden, but there's going to be one ship, maybe two, that are going to be obscured, and that's it. And anyway, mass 1s are already obscured against the gunnery weapons. The main thing, I think it's going to be efficient for the mass 2s, for example, because of those little things. You're like this, you don't see the entirety of the base, and you don't see the center. You're like this, you're obscured, even if like you have more than 50%, because their line of sight rule is like you need to see the center of the enemy ship to say like, okay, you're not obscured. If you're a ship going around, you just park here and you're obscured. That could be a good bonus. Like if you sprinkle the icebergs around, it can be a good defensive bonus, and especially it can allow you to like park, get a little defensive buff. And yeah, that is going to be nice. Even those small icebergs are going to be very useful for mass 2 or even mass 3s, even though it starts to be a little bit tougher, especially those without shield generators. And the mass 2s, let's take a random mass 2 iceberg just to compare. Still, it's not much longer in total than this. It is a little bit, but it is much higher though. So still the same, you can completely hide 1 or 2 destroyers or frigates. For the mass 3s, this is very good to hide the center, indeed. You can shoot all your weapons like from the front like this, but the enemy doesn't see your center. That is going to really reward like skillful commanders, or also those that have a lot of mobility, like for example the Union or the Chinese. And if you are a mass 2, indeed, same problem as always, you will be a little bit too long usually, and the enemy will see you, but you will be considered obscured. So yeah, don't consider this as the absolute answer for the table, because Dystopian Wars without many islands is extremely lethal game. You need to be hidden turn 1. We found out that the most fun we had in games is when turn 1 there is almost nobody shooting at anybody, and you just make some positioning, etc. And because if you're just on an open sea, as you can see in some of our battle reports where we tried that, you really die very fast. And it can be fun once or twice, but then you're like, okay, where is tactics? It's all the tactics, then it's in the least building. And the more islands you have, the more the winner will be the guy that can anticipate and maneuver well, etc, etc. So yeah, I would actually recommend those, not as the whole table, but they will be a very, very good complement for any table. Well, especially if you are on the Arctic, because I don't think you can make this work for a tropical setting. Or you can say like it's sturgeon blocks, like you paint them purple, I guess, and you say just big blocks of sturgeon floating around. Might work. All right, and now I want to make a little mining operation scenario now that I said this. When you need to go on these islands, mine and run away with the spoils. Okay, maybe we'll make something like this, we'll see. Okay, that is going to be it. Short unboxing as we said. For 48 euros if you go to my hobby place, and plus it helps the channel. It's actually a good purchase. You get a lot of resin, and again, good start. Put as many islands as you can on your tables because it makes the game more interesting and more fun. And this is a very good start or a very good complement for your table. Thank you very much for having watched until the end. Remember to give us a thumbs up, it really helps. And also, if you leave us a comment, you can win either Alliance Fleet or Crown Fleet in the early 2024. Thank you very much. Until the next video, remember to keep spreading the love all around. Bye.